JB, hello. Hope you're doing well. You touched on a little bit yesterday, the last time you guys were in this situation after a long layoff. You didn't have the performance you wanted against Chicago. What specifically in that game do you look back to that you're hoping to do differently tonight against Golden State?
I think a lot of it was our offense. I didn't think it was a poor effort on our part, just sloppy, poor execution, poor spacing led to turnovers. So that's what I'm looking for tonight. Let's be sharper tonight, get to spots, give ourselves spacing, and get good shots. Shot quality will be important again tonight. Don't turn it over, shot quality. I didn't see it in that game. So we should have fresh legs, great effort tonight. Get out there and be aggressive defensively, and hopefully our defense is creating offense for us tonight as well.
Thank you.
Colin, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. You've talked about LaMelo's elite vision. I'm just wondering if there was a moment, whether it was, watching video before the draft, pre-draft workouts, or when you actually got to see him in person, when that vision really stuck out to you. And also just as a coach and, someone who's been around the game a long time, what distinguishes elite vision? Like, how do you know immediately when you see it?
Yeah, good question. Well, I saw it on film. I thought it translated. I thought you could see it on film. I think it was pretty clear that he had vision. He made the simple play. He made the spectacular play and all those plays in between. He did it in the full court. He made the game easier for his teammates. And I felt like that would translate, on film. But until you get him in your gym, you don't really know how he's going to fit or mix with your group. I thought the first couple of practices, I didn't quite see it. I think he was trying to figure it out, the first couple of practices. Then probably maybe the third, fourth practice, it really started to stand out to all of us. He started making these plays and finding guys in transition, hitting guys before they even knew it was coming. You could start to see it translate very quickly on the floor. It happened in the practice, and then you started to see it more in the preseason games as well. But obviously that was elite on his part. To me, the elite passers, playmakers, they can make these passes and reads on all three levels. Meaning, when I just start to get downhill, I can make reads. So when I initially beat my defender, whether it's out of a pick and roll or just straight beat him one-on-one, the ability to make that play. And a lot of guys, they can see that, they can make that first read. The middle tier read is pretty tough. I get downhill now, and now I'm kind of around the free throw line area, and now I've got to make another decision. That's another level of playmaking, right in that mid-range area. I get down there, now the defense starts to shift. What's my next read? The elite guys can make that play. And then you have the top tier that now I get to the rim area, and now I can make the read and make the pass. So not only do I see it, but I can execute it. When a big guy, a 7-footer, is coming to block my shot, I can still execute a pass to get the ball out of there. And that's not easy to do. A lot of guys, you got to have great size or the ability to wrap it or get up in the air and skip it. The elite passers, and I think, Melo's in this category, he can make those plays and reads at all three levels, not only make the read, but execute it. So, he's special that way.
Thanks, Coach.
Christos, go ahead.
Hello, Coach.
Yes.
Hope you are doing well.
Sure.
First of all, Gordon Hayward's available to play tonight.
Yes, sir.
And last night's game of Warriors, and how important is to carry to slow down Curry and Uber?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, what did you see from last night's game of Warriors against the Magic?
Well, they're a very good team. Obviously, it starts with Curry. He's the head of the snake. You got to find ways to slow him down and limit him. You can't allow him to run freely. He's given me nightmares over the years, scouting against him and preparing for him. So it does start with him, though. But they have capable players all around him. Oubre had a very good game last night. He had his imprint all over that game last night. He's capable of scoring, defending, rebounding, making plays for them in transition, knocking down corner threes. He's playing at a high level. I know his numbers don't reflect that, but recently he's really starting to take off. And he has a chance to really impact their team as they move forward. And Wiggins as well. Wiggins is off to a good start. I think he's going to have a major impact on this team as well. So, these guys are loaded. They got talent. They defend. They play well together. They're never out of a game. Just like last night, I think they were down 15-17. They come back and take a 13-point lead, 10-point lead, and that's the firepower they have. So a very dangerous group. We got to sit down and guard for 48 minutes, and that's a great challenge for us tonight.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Richie Randall.
Hey, JB, this is Richie of the Buzzbeat Podcast. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Golden State is a team that doesn't allow a ton of transition opportunities, while you guys have made a point to get out and push the pace. What is your ultimate goal in trying to get early offense? Is it a personnel thing where you just feel like you have the right players to do this? Or is it as simple as just trying to get the defense, out of position?
It's a little bit of both. For me, it's shot quality. We're finding that, we're getting high quality shots in those first 7-8 seconds of a possession. That's when teams are mostly on their heels. They're not set. In general, when defenses are set in this league, it's a little bit tougher to guard. You got to execute. You got to, you got more bodies that are loaded, protecting the paint, more in front of you. When we're sort of in this sort of flow, transition, early offense, I feel like the defense is more on their heels, and we have an opportunity to get to the paint. For us, that's the whole key. How do we get to the paint? How do we get downhill? And for us, those first 7-8 seconds allow you to do that probably more than a half-court set, just in general. So, and then we have multiple playmakers that can play in those areas, So I didn't want to come down and walk it up every time and call a set. I think we're more effective when that ball's moving side to side and we have multiple guys touching it and finding an advantage that can get us to the rim. And from there, it's about spraying and moving the ball and sharing it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Danny Thompson.
Coach Danny Thompson with the three-point conversion. Kind of piggybacking off Richie and Christo's question. Orlando is one of the lowest scoring teams in the league, and last night they hit 124 points. So far this year, Golden State is 1-7 when a team scores over 124 points against them, and you guys are 2-0 this year when you've done the same thing. How important is it to get to that 122, 123 point mark against a team that seems to struggle when somebody's putting up that type of points against them?
Well, Danny, I'd love to get to 124 every single night, to be honest with you. I think that's the goal, and they're a very good defense. It's going to be difficult for us, but I think playing at the pace that, Richie referred to, and I think we're fourth right now in shots or field goal attempts in the first 7 seconds of a possession. I think we're fourth right now in the league. So I like that. We're putting pressure on teams. We're always at that line of scrimmage. That's what's going to allow us to get to that 122, 124, 120. Even against a Utah team, I think we got to 121 against Utah. A lot of that is just our pace, our pressure on the rim, our ability to spray the ball and move the ball. So, but for us to score at that pace, we do have to get stops. In general, we're best offensively when we can get out and run. And I think you saw that in the first quarter of that San Antonio game. We were getting stops and we were getting out, we were running, playing with pace. I think we put up 33, 34 points in that first quarter. And then our defense, had a bad quarter and affected our offense. So we'll continue. We've gotten better in the half court offensively. We've gotten better, but we're at our best when we're more in flow, in transition, when we're moving and when the defense is on their heels. So the goal of Danny is to get to that number. We'd love to get up to that number every single night. We've only done it a couple times, but to do that, we got to get stops and get out and run and put pressure on the defense.
Last question, I'll go to Richard Walker.
Rich Borrego, Richard Walker, CarolinaSportsHub.com. You got this is the start of 7 games in 12 nights. What's the rotation look like tonight, and when are you guys heading west?
We head west tomorrow. But our focus is on tonight. This is a very important game for us. We got to get off to a good start. Rotation-wise, I'm going to just have to read this one. I don't have anything set in stone right now. I don't know what our guys will look like, feel like after 6 games off. I have an idea where we're going to go rotation-wise. Obviously, not having Devontae is going to add a different element to our rotation, and it's nothing that we haven't seen this year, but that changes our rotation. Bringing PJ back will change our rotation some tonight, But, we could go 10 deep tonight. I could easily see us going 10 deep tonight, trying to keep our guys fresh, making sure that, I don't overrun Gordon tonight, overrun Terry tonight. We're just getting back to full strength here, and we've been off for 6 days. So tonight will be important how I manage their bodies and their runs out there on the court.